Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so grateful you're here today because we're diving into a powerful topic: balancing tough love and soft love. So, this balance is essential for personal growth, self compassion, and creating a fulfilling life. Many of us lean more towards one or the other, either being, too hard on ourselves or too gentle to the point of avoiding necessary change. So, what I want to talk about is true love exists in the balance. It's about knowing when to push yourself and when to give yourself grace. So, by the end of this session, you should have a deeper, clearer understanding of what tough love and soft love actually look like, why balancing them is crucial for growth and well being, and how you can cultivate both during your daily life. So, why is tough love and soft love important? Why is balancing it important? Tough love and soft love are both necessary for a well rounded and fulfilling life. But too much soft love can lead to complacency, stagnation, and avoidance of real growth. When too much tough love can lead to burnout, self criticism, and emotional exhaustion. And I have been in both situations. I'm either super, super tough on myself, and it leads to falling into this just disgusting, unhealthy, annoying, and shameful place for myself. But too much self love, it kind of ends up in the same place. You're complacent, and then you go into a shame spiral because you're not doing what you said you would do. You're stagnant, and you don't know why you're feeling stagnant. But really, it's because of these two things, and we're just not aware that we're not balancing them properly. So when these two are in balance, we experience self respect, growth, and emotional resilience. We hold ourselves to high standards while being kind to ourselves when we fall short. We stay disciplined without punishing ourselves. And we embrace self compassion without making excuses. This is like the biggest sign. If you can balance these two things, it shows just how well you can show up for yourself and actually genuinely respect yourself as a human. And that's huge because I don't think a lot of us really respect ourselves. So, what tough love looks like. It's the voice that holds you accountable, pushes you beyond your comfort zone, and refuses to let you settle for less than your potential. It looks like setting clear boundaries and sticking to them, saying no to things that drain your energy and don't align with your goals, holding yourself accountable. When you fall short, you get yourself back up. Taking responsibility. Taking responsibility for your actions instead of blaming the circumstances around you. Be real with yourself. And the last one is embracing discomfort in order to grow. So, again, tough love is not about punishment, it's about believing in yourself enough to demand better, to create better for yourself. On the other side of that is soft love. Soft love is the voice of compassion, patience, and understanding. It allows you to rest, heal, and embrace imperfection. It looks like speaking to yourself kindly instead of engaging in self criticism. It looks like honoring your need for rest when your body or mind is tired, not just one or the other. Again, it's not just if your body is tired or not just if your mind is tired. It can be both. Forgiving yourself for past mistakes and choosing to move forward. Practicing self care without guilt, huge. And allowing yourself to feel rather than suppress. A lot of us, especially women, will wait until it's all bottled up before we allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling. That's not okay. I've been there. And sometimes I still go back to that. And it's not okay. You need to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, to be able to move through it and to move on. If you don't let yourself feel what you are feeling, then that's when you get stagnant. That's when this soft love turns into stagnation, complacency. And you use soft love as an excuse rather than a tool. Soft love is not making excuses. It's not about making excuses. It's about nurturing yourself so that you have the strength to grow, so that you have the capacity to take on that tough love that you also need to be able to grow. To be able to cultivate both in your life, balancing tough love and soft love is a daily practice. To be able to integrate both, I've got a few options or ideas that you might be interested in. So, the first massive one that has helped me is self awareness. Sounds simple. Pay attention to when you're being too hard or too soft on yourself. Adjust, redirect, and go from there. This is where it is so important that you are listening to yourself. And then when you do listen to yourself, you are not choosing to make excuses, or you're not choosing to, what's the word? Punish yourself for if you choose a soft love. Let me reframe that. Having self-awareness gives you the ability to listen to yourself but not let yourself fall into excuses. It allows you to actually practice soft love and tough love. Because when you listen and you intuitively pay attention to yourself, ask yourself the questions: how am I feeling? What's not working? What is working? You then give yourself the space to either take on a soft love route and not feel guilty and not fall into stagnation, or you go into the tough love route because that's what you need. But you're not pushing yourself because you feel guilty for not doing anything. I hope this makes sense to you. I have so much passion around this. So the next one is asking yourself really empowering and important questions. Do I need to push myself right now? Or do I need to give myself grace? Genuinely. Not, I don't really feel like going to the gym today. I'll give myself grace. Why don't you want to go to the gym? Is it because you just can't be bothered? And if so, then you need to go to the gym. Is it because your body is fatigued and your mind is exhausted? Maybe you do give yourself the soft love route and you, I don't know, go into an active recovery session or an ice bath or a sauna. Go for a walk instead. Yeah. The other question is, am I avoiding discomfort or genuinely needing rest? Again, why don't you want to go to the gym? Why don't you want to go send that email? Why don't you want to do the dishes? Is it because you're avoiding discomfort? You don't want to do it, you don't feel like it? Or do you genuinely need a minute to recompose, to give yourself a break, and then go and do the thing? Actually think about these things for you. This is where coming back to ourselves is so important. It's huge. We are so tied up in everyone else's things. If you have kids, it's crazy. It's so hard. But it is so important that you come back to yourself, that you ask yourself these questions. Because if you don't, that's where these things like self love and tough love become excuses. They become unhealthy and toxic because you're just following a trend. You're not actually doing the work that's involved with these things. Create some rules that reflect both tough love and soft love. For example, a rule could be I will wake up early to work on my goals, but I will allow myself a rest day when needed. To go a step further for that, schedule in your rest day because then you might have some more motivation to get through those days that aren't rest days. It's an idea. Think about it. The other example is I will hold myself accountable for my actions, but I will not shame myself for my mistakes. Everyone makes a fucking mistake all the time. I make mistakes constantly. I don't shame myself for it. It just wastes my energy, my time. We don't shame ourselves. We acknowledge what we've done. We figure out how to correct it and we move on. Last one is surrounding yourself with people who embody both tough love and soft love. A strong support system encourages both accountability and compassion. And you might find both from one person, or you might find accountability from one person and compassion from another. But to be able to get those people around you, you also have to offer that. What you give is what you get, not just to people, but to the universe, to the things that you do. If you give 50%, you're going to get 50% back. Remembering that if your 100% looks like 80% today, but that's all that you can give, you've given 100%. But you need to be able to show up every single day, whether it's to your rest day and what you have planned for your rest day, or to your tough love day, to your gym, to your work. You need to be able to show up, stay accountable, and give yourself compassion. Maybe it's been a shitty gym session. You're not going to go and shame spiral in that. Say, okay, why was it shitty? Maybe I didn't have a very good sleep last night. That's fine. What can I do to get a better sleep tonight? You see what I'm talking about? Like, we just analyze, figure out what we need to change or do. If not, that's fine. Reroute and go. Everyone gets stuck in the analysis. Everyone will be like, oh, I had a shitty sleep. I don't know. Like, what is blah, 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 spiral. I had a shitty gym session. sucks. But they will hold on to that for a very long time. It's not that deep. Don't hold on to it. You showed up, you were accountable. Just because it was a shitty gym session doesn't mean you don't get to show yourself self-compassion. You showed up. You gave your 100%. And if you didn't give your 100%, ask yourself why. Analyze, adjust, and keep moving on. So, how are tough love and self-love intertwined? They're not opposites. It's not one or the other. They're partners. They work together. You just have to make them. You just have to figure out how that they work together for you. Because everyone's version of tough and soft love is slightly different in terms of what you do around those things. You need soft love to replenish, and you need tough love to grow. Tough love without soft love leads to burnout and resentment. Soft love without tough love leads to stagnation and complacency. I've already spoken to this. Together they create balance, resilience, and fulfillment. That's what we all want. Balance, resilience, fulfillment. When you combine both, you create a sustainable, self-respecting life. I don't think many people can say that they have that. So we're going to finish this call a little bit early, I think, but I want to leave you with this. You are capable of both discipline and self-compassion. 100%. Everyone is capable of it. A great practice that you can do is to check in with yourself daily. Yes, it's another thing to do, but if you're serious about this, it won't be that bad. It won't be that much. These are the two questions that you're going to ask yourself daily. Am I showing up for myself in a way that reflects my goals and values? If you don't know what your goals and values are, send me a DM. The other question is, am I giving myself love and patience that I deserve? Genuinely, do you give yourself the same amount of love and patience that you give every single other person on this planet? I know for a very long time I would only give every single other person that I met an excruciatingly large amount of patience and love. And when it came to me, there was none. And that's just not going to work. It's not going to lead you to a happy lifestyle. So, am I showing up for myself in a way that reflects my goals and values? And am I giving myself the love and patience that I deserve? You're going to ask those questions daily to yourself. Journal it. Literally just ask yourself. This is going to create that self-awareness as well. So if you take one thing from today's session, let it be this. Love yourself enough to do what's best for you, even when it's hard. Love yourself enough to rest when needed without guilt. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being here today. You are worthy of both growth and grace. If you have any questions or insights, I would love to hear from you. But I will love you and leave you Have fun with this. Bye.